This is Cooking Adventures with Katie, the part 4 of the Easter Shenanigans special. So, right now we're doing Cranberry Bliss bars, and it is about 10:30, and I have other things to accomplish today. I've been cooking all day, which is exactly what I've done, so I really kind of gotta do stuff. Anyway, so we're gonna get this done. So what it calls for is your oven on 350, which I just clicked mine on. You need to cream a cup and a quarter of packed brown sugar. Now, according to Google, all it is brown sugar just kind of pushed into the measuring cup. So let's scoot you down a little bit. Alright, so here's 1 cup. Okay, that'll work. And then here's the 4th cup. Okay. Cup and a 4 of brown sugar. And then you get a ½ teaspoon of salt. And then a stick and a half of softened butter. Now, don't melt it, just leave it out and it'll soften. I've cut this into 4ths. So, it'll be a little bit easier. So that's 2 sticks that are wanting to come out, but I only just want 1. So here's 1, and cut that in half is cup and a half, or stick and a half. So stick and a half of butter. So now we cream this together. I have to go and get those beaters ready, so I'll be back with a thing. Alright, so now let's see how this works. This will be fun. Alright, so now it's all creamy and tasty looking. We take 3 eggs and we'll add them in 1 at a time. And you want to cream in between each egg. Now, I ran out of the eggs from my mom. So, I had to go and buy store-bought eggs. So 3 of these, 1 at a time, creaming in between each one. And then also a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. So let's but it's a whole egg. So there's 1. Yeah. 2 and 3. Alright, and so now it is a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. That'll work. And cream. It's a proper liquid now. Yay! Alright. So now we mix in a cup and a half of flour, a half teaspoon baking powder, and a full teaspoon of fresh ginger. If you have just the crystallized ginger, I think it's 2 teaspoons instead of the 1, simply because of lack of freshness. But yes, so here is our first cup of flour, and we mix everything in. So there's our first cup, and we'll do the ½ cup. Alright, here's the ½ cup, and it said mix it in, so I'm going to swap from the machine to a spatula and mix it in that way. Mix. ½ teaspoon of baking powder. Alright, and then a teaspoon of ginger. Yay! And now we mix. Ha ha ha. Okay, so next we mix in 3/4 to a cup and a half 3/4 of a cup to a cup and a half of craisins, and 4 ounces of white chocolate chips. But here's the thing. White chocolate has milk in it. And we are cooking for an audience who cannot have milk. So, here's what I found on the Amazon. It is white chocolate baking coins. Now, 4 whole coins. I put this thing on weird. 4 whole coins equal an ounce. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an ounce. So we need 4 ounces of chips. These are coins. So I'm going to break them up and then fold them in. So like a so. Scooch you over too. And remember, this is just 1 ounce. So 4 ounces total. Alright, and then a 3/4 cup to a cup and a half of craisins. Well, a cup is what? 8 ounces? So this is 5 ounces. So that's a little bit over a half cup. Yeah. Let's start with that. Oh, now we fold it. Like, fold. Not mix. Fold. Alright, so now it says wet hands or spatula and spread it out evenly onto a 12 by 16, but a 13 by 9 is just going to have to do. So, yeah. Let's try this. Let us try! This should be fun. Let's at least get it onto the pan. Let's try that first. Alright. Alright, we are on the pan. Finally use both sides of the sink. Alright. Nothing's wet. So let's just spread this out here. I don't see why really it would have to be. It works okay. If anything, I should not have laid down parchment paper. That's what it said. It was like, parchment paper or aluminum foil. And I was like, parchment paper. But this is non-stick, so I should have just left it at that. Really. The grand scheme of things. So let's just finish evening this out. But then it goes into the oven at the 350 for 20 minutes. And then you want to make cream cheese icing. It calls for 4 ounces and then 3 cups of powdered sugar. 3 cups? Yeah. And then vanilla and lemon juice. Now, lemon juice, I don't know. That would be tasty. Lemon icing? Hell yeah. Or darn tootin'. But because I like lemon things, so that would be tasty and delicious. But, so then once this comes out, we take the cream cheese icing and spread it, and then throw more cranberries, and then we melt some chocolate, and then drizzle it on. So, I think this is pretty good, and evening-wise. So, into the oven for 20 minutes. Alright, let's pull these out. Looks pretty good. I just did all these dishes. I'm about to dirty another one up. Hey, it's done. Alright. Now we ice and then melt chocolate and then drizzle and cranberries. Yes. So, actually, I'm gonna move these cupcakes over here. And then we'll do this. I hope I have enough because I only made like so much icing. I made so much icing. And used most of it to do the cupcakes. So I hope that's enough. Okay. One more dish to clean. Alright, let's see. Spreading. Ow. This is hot. Spreading, spreading. Alright, so here's where we're at. Got a nice thin layer. It's probably supposed to be a lot thicker, but that's okay. Now I just gotta find where I put the other craisins. They're somewhere. And put those on top and then melt some chocolate. Okay. Alright, so now we take 2 ounces of the white chocolate, throw it in a bowl in the microwave, and melt it. Now, what we're going to do is the same thing that we did last time I melted chocolate, and stir every 30 seconds until it's melted, and then we're going to put it in a bag and pipette, drizzle stuff, and then it'll be done. Alright, so screw that bag thing that's like this much. I can just go like that. Drizzly, easy peasy, drizzles. And one less thing I have to throw away. Do. This actually looks pretty darn tasty. Tell you what though, I'm ready for bed. I am lay tired. It is almost midnight. Bus crackers. Alright. Yeah. So. It looks tasty, don't it? Alright, so this has been the 4th installation of the Easter Adventures for Cooking Adventures with Katie. Cranberry Bliss bar. I just gotta cut it and make it nice and pretty looking. But right now, it's bedtime. And right now, I don't care. So, yes. So, first part, mayonnaise. Second part, mostly cake, but deviled eggs in there too. Third part was the finishing of the cake and mostly deviled eggs. Fourth part is the Cranberry Bliss bars, and that is it. Now that I know the deviled eggs work with the cut with the dye, I have some boiled, and I just gotta make it tomorrow on Easter. So, all that said and done, happy Easter. Like, subscribe, comment, all that dandy stuff. Yeah. That's a new recipe. I'd never made that before. It was requested. So, yeah. Yeah. Good night.